down to Florida in the first place in 2010?
Well, back
Was
then
it a
when I
job or
was
the fact that you got
married.
what?
I said back then when I thought I was happily married, my loving ex's job moved down there, and the whole company went. And he was like, "We're moving," and I was like, "I'm not. You can go." But he put my back against the wall. I had no choice, and I ended up moving down there. And I told him, I said, "I will try it. I'll give it a shot." And I gave it a year, and I was like, "I want to go home." And he was like, "Give it one more year, please." And I was like, "All right." And I said, "That's it. If after this year I'm not happy, whether you want to come with me or not, I'm going back." And I didn't stay at home and mope around. I didn't have an unhappy face. I got out there. I worked. I had a job. I met up with friends that I knew from my childhood. I even met friends that I met living there. But it just wasn't the same. I was not happy, and I said, "I'm not renewing the lease. I'm going home, and if you want to come with me, you come. If not, hasta la vista, sign the papers, and, that's it." And I actually came up here before he did. He decided he wanted to finish out the year, and I agreed with him. I thought he shouldn't leave his job yet because he's a trader in commodities. He traded crude oil. So he told his boss that, I was leaving and he was thinking about leaving. And his boss said, "You know what? I'm going to do one better for you. I'm going to do you a favor." He says, "I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to pay you for it." So he gave him severance, plus he let him go on unemployment. And then he came up here, and that's the reason I went to Florida.
What does he do now?
He works at Perkins because he can't get any other job.
Works at where?
In Perkins. He's a server. I mean, one thing I can't be mad at him about is he's not one that'll sit around and not work. I mean, to him, he feels very demoted because he had such a great job, but his job is gone. I mean, the commodities market is not like it used to be. A lot of people that he knows when he worked up here at the exchange, because that's how he started out. He was a reporter for the Mercantile, and he started when he was 18 years old, and he worked at the Merc for 17 years. Everybody lost their jobs. There's no floor anymore here. It's all in Chicago, or it's all through the bank. Everybody's doing day trading, or companies are just doing it on their own. They're not going through the commodities exchange at home. So his job just pretty much faded out. And he just recently took the test for county clerk. Is it county clerk? I don't know, something with the court. And he's waiting to hear back
Court
from
reporter?
it. Huh?
Court reporter?
He was a reporter for the commodity, for the Mercantile Exchange. He worked in
Well, you know what test I think?
Possible.
I think the test that was given most recently was the test for a court officer. The guy who would sit there in uniform.
That's what he went for. Yeah.
Right.
But
Great job.
It's a great job.
Yeah, but he just has to wait to hear for it. And I wish him a lot of luck, and I hope he gets it. But I don't know when he's going to find out.
I was at BJ's gassing up, and guy next to this goes back quite a few months, back to October. And the guy next to me was in a uniform, and it said court officer. And I asked him about it, and he said he's been doing it for many, many years. And I said, well, I understand they opened up another test. He said that's because there are a lot of people when he started that are retiring now. He said, you know, if you don't get in with this wave, he said, good luck to you because your name could be on a list for many years. You know, because
exactly, that's what he was told too.
You know, it's the kind of job where once you get this job,
nobody leaves.
Nobody leaves because you're really not killing yourself. They train you like they would train a police cadet, but not as, you know, you don't get all the training involved, but, you know, you learn how to use a gun and everything because you have to, you know, you wear one, and how to control crowds and everything and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, usually you're sitting there, I mean, and for the most part, you're just listening to these trials, you know, and that's it.
You don't hit the bad weather.
No, because you're inside.
Well, I'm thinking that he has one disadvantage, and it might be his age. And I know that they don't do that because of, just, you know. No, but he's up there. I mean, how old is he? 48. I think he's going to be 46 this year. So, I mean, I think they're going to take someone younger than someone older because, let's face it, if he does get the... Yeah, but if he gets the job, let's say they hire him, he's got 20 years to go,
but it goes,
then he retires.
These are one of the things where it goes strictly by your score. It has nothing to do with age or anything, you know. If you score higher than somebody who's 30 and your number comes up, you are going to get the job.
Now, can you pass the physical? That's another thing.
Right, passing, yeah, exactly.
But they take him up to
one
60
thing,
years
you know,
old, I think.
You know, I may
remember
say
when
things
we...
about him.
What?
No, I was going to say that, you know, I may put him down and say things about him, but one thing, he's a healthy guy. I never saw a guy this healthy before in my life.
Well, as I said, I'd love to have my son go and do that. You don't need a college degree.
That's right, you don't.
Benefits are good. The pay is almost equivalent to a police officer.
Benefits are awesome. I mean, I do wish him a lot of luck on it.
I mean, you could apply for that job too.
Nah, I don't see myself doing that.
Hey, what were you doing robbing the cradle? That's what I want to know.
He's only 3 years younger than me. I could see if it was less than that.
Look at it this way. When you were 13, he was 10.
Right, I could have been his babysitter.
That's right.
Yep.
But
when you're 90, he's
I've gone out with guys. I've gone out with guys my age. I've gone out with guys older than me. I had my ex-fiance, the one that passed away. He was 11 years older than me. So I've done it all. You know, older, my age, younger. I mean, I don't look at age. To a point, I do.
Age is only a number.
If you're a down to earth person, you got both feet on the ground, and you impress me, you know, I look at it that way. I take the person on the inside, not the outside, and if you know, if you're good to me, make me happy, you're in my life.
That's it. Anyway, sounds like your daughter must have gone to sleep.
No, she's playing chef. She cut up some peppers and she's I don't know, she's playing a cooking show. I have no idea.
Well, you know what you should do? I think when you hang up, I think you should take some tomato sauce or something similar, fry up the peppers, onions, put a little tomato sauce in it, and then tomorrow make some pasta, and it's like, that's her meal. You know, she made it. You know, she can tell everybody that she's eating a dinner that she actually prepared.
That's another thought. Well, you're giving me such great thoughts tonight.
Well, thank you. That's what this show is meant to do.
Now, you said your husband is a server?
Yeah, he works in a restaurant.
In a what?
Restaurant.
A restaurant.
Yeah. Well, it's a living.
I think Felix said he delivered pizzas to him a few times here from Domino's, Felix is always ordering from Domino's.
I am? Well, the time we order from Domino's is when you're here.
That's true. It's the only thing open.
Yeah. Anyway.
And listen, I give him a lot of credit for the simple reason that some people, after having certain jobs, will say, "Oh, I can't do that. I wouldn't lower myself to do that."
Exactly.
And in a way, that's a big.
I give him credit for that.
That's a big problem with public assistance. People who are just about at the tail end of their, unemployment insurance and everything, and they say, well, why should I do a job like that when I can get almost the same thing by sitting home?
That's what the Republicans say. You're a Republican at heart.
No, I'm not. Believe me, when it comes to people that deserve it, I'm happy for them. But, when you can get a job and you have this pride that you're going out there and actually earning a salary, and Felix always likes to point the finger to...
Before he did this, when he came back from Florida, my brother-in-law got him a job doing something with trees. I forget what it... they knock down the trees, they cut down the trees, whatever. It's some kind of tree service.
Okay,
and he really liked it.
Tree trimmers. When trees grow around electrical lines and everything. Oh, yeah.
Right, and he loved it. He had a ball doing it. But then the boss had got into a serious accident, and he just shut his pump down. So he lost his job, and another friend said, listen, I can get you in at Perkins. His friend owns Perkins. He owns the 3 Perkins on Staten Island. So he offered him a job, and he took it, and they just offered him to be manager of the stores, but he turned it down, and I don't blame him, because you have to be on call at all times.
I know, it's like a 7-day-a-week thing, and if the alarm goes off, and if you're the closest, they call you.
Right. Also, you don't know, they may call you to be at one of the other stores, and you'd have to jump and be there, and he was like, I can't do that. He's like, I'll have no time for myself. And I was like, listen, I understand that. You got to do what you got to do. It would have been salary, and he would have been making a little more money, but you don't get overtime. And he's like, when would I ever see my kid? I would see my daughter. I was like, no, you got to take a step down. Don't take it. I understand completely.
Well, look, at least he seems very loyal to your daughter.
I'm sorry?
He seems very loyal to your daughter.
No, he is. I do at times have struggles in certain things. I think it's the norm when you're going through separation and, about to go through a divorce, that it gets complicated, financially. It's the norm through it. But, all in all, if I ask him, or if I need him for her, he'll be there. If I say, listen, I need you to take her to school, or I need you to pick her up from school, I'm having a hard time with her. Can you help me?